Let's go. Canelo, come on.
You heard it from him.
We are ready.
Just put me in the game, coach. Just put me in the game.
Put me in the game, coach. No, you're the 15 man in the roster. You will sit in the bench.
He want 200 million for Benavidez, and he want 150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him.
Hey, follow next.
Yes. Let's go. Canelo, come on.
You heard it from him.
We are ready.
Just put me in the game, coach. Just put me in the game. Canelo Crawford, the biggest fight.
And in that live stream, Crawford didn't hold back. He called out Canelo directly. Loud and clear. Put me in the game, coach. We're ready. Let's go, Canelo. Simple, bold, and exactly what fans love to hear. This wasn't just trash talk. Crawford meant it. He's already a 3-division world champion.
He's already moved up 3 weight classes. So now you're talking 6, if you add on 3. Crawford has the ability to slow things down in the ring that very few people have, and to see things that nobody else can see because he slows it down. Yeah, he's got great power. He carried it up. Yeah, he's got good hand speed. Yeah, he's got all that. He's got good technique. His coaches do a tremendous job with him. But the timing is impeccable. It's better than anyone else's. Why? Because of this. When a guy has that ingredient, and very, very few have, I can't count him out in anything.
He's been undisputed at 140. He unified at 147. He just came off a strong performance against Israel Madrimov at 154. But now, Crawford is looking to do something no one expected. Go up 2 more weight classes and fight the face of boxing himself, Canelo Alvarez. Most fighters would be scared to even say Canelo's name. Crawford? He's chasing him. And what makes this even more serious is that Turki Alalshik, arguably the most powerful man in boxing right now, was sitting right next to him, nodding in agreement. That means money's on the table. That means it could actually happen. From that moment on, the boxing world was buzzing. Was this real?
On the internet, with Turki Alalshik calling you out, what's your response to Terence Crawford's call out tonight?
No comment.
He believes he can. Conversation. But not Terence Crawford. He doubled down. He started calling Canelo a duck, accusing him of avoiding real fights. He claimed Canelo was scared to take the risk. If I'm easy work like you say, why not take the fight? Take the money. Prove it.
I heard him say, I'm easy work. If I was easy work, well, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want 200 million for Benavidez, and he want 150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him.
Crawford didn't stop there. He pointed out that Canelo was asking for massive purses, $200 million to fight David Benavidez, and $150 million to fight Crawford himself. According to Crawford, that kind of pricing shows that Canelo knows he's a threat. And you know what? Canelo eventually snapped. In another interview, he finally responded, and this time, he didn't hold back. He dismissed Crawford's challenge completely, saying Crawford is too light, too small, and simply not worth his time. It's easy work, Canelo said. But let's be real. Crawford didn't take that lightly.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. So let's not do that, Canelo.
And things only escalated from there. Just days later, in a wild twist no one saw coming, Canelo and Crawford ran into each other at an airport. Not backstage, not at a fight, at the terminal. Both guys were with their teams. Neither backed down. Witnesses say Crawford confronted Canelo about that too easy comment. Words were exchanged. The energy, tense, heated, almost physical. And suddenly, this wasn't just about boxing anymore. It was personal. 2 champions, 2 egos, 1 unexpected standoff. Crawford clearly isn't backing off. And Canelo? Well, now he can't ignore it. So, why is Terence Crawford so locked in on fighting Canelo?
Listen, Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time. Power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
The answer is simple. Legacy. Crawford isn't chasing clout. He's not just chasing a paycheck. Through the money would be huge. He's chasing something bigger. A moment that will define his career. A fight that goes down in history. Or even chance to do what no one else has done. Beat Canelo Alvarez while moving up 2 weight classes. Think about it. Crawford's already done more than most fighters dream of. He was the first male fighter in almost 2 decades to become undisputed in 2 different divisions. He's undefeated. He's dominated everyone they've put in front of him. Spence? Shut down. Porter? Outboxed? Madrimov? Controlled the fight from start to finish, even though it went the distance. But for Crawford, that's not enough. He knows that taking on Canelo, a bigger, stronger, more experienced fighter, would be the ultimate challenge.
I feel like this fight right here is like the last of the Mohicans. You know, we both come in the era where Floyd Mayweather was #1 pound for pound, Showtime, and HBO era, that type of era. So I think this fight will be massive.
And if he wins, that cements his name in the Boxing Hall of Fame, no questions asked. I know he's bigger than me, but that's why I want it. I want to prove I can beat the best no matter the size. That's the kind of mindset that separates great fighters from legends. Crawford is chasing that kind of moment, that kind of story. And here's the thing. He's already moved up once from welterweight to junior middleweight. He looked sharp. He handled the extra weight. And now? He says he's ready to go even further.
This is very good opportunity for the talent in boxing. We will make the undercard, all the undercard, about talent, because we have the biggest fight. We don't need big fight in the undercard. For that, we will give the chance for the talent. If you think you are ready to be in the undercard of Canelo Crawford, come talk with us. And maybe you will have chance. Thank you, and see you in Vegas the 13th of September, inshallah.
Put me in the game, coach, he keeps saying. To Crawford, boxing isn't just a sport. It's about greatness. It's about proving you're the best, not just in your division, but in any division. And that's why he's still pushing this fight. Because in his mind, if he beats Canelo, he became the greatest fighter of this generation.
I don't know, like, I get excited I don't know why. I get excited when I talk about Canelo like I used to get excited about Pacquiao.
Really?
You know, I used to get so excited, like, man, I'm going to be able to fight Pacquiao, you know, because...
Is that the one you think got away?
Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did. I tried my ass off.
What stopped that fight from happening?
They didn't want to fight.
It's too dangerous.
They didn't want to fight. Freddie Roach said he didn't want to fight. Pacquiao handlers didn't want to fight. You know, I believe Pacquiao, as a fighter, he wanted to fight, but...
Now let's switch sides and talk about Saul Canelo Alvarez. He's not just any champion, he's the face of boxing. A 4-division world champ, the undisputed king at 168 pounds, and the guy who's headlined more pay-per-view fights than almost anyone in the sport today. But when it comes to Terence Crawford, his reaction has been lukewarm at best. At first, Canelo dismissed the idea outright. No interest, no negotiations, no real acknowledgement. Why? Because from where he's standing, he has nothing to gain. Crawford is smaller, less proven at super middleweight,
power of Jaime Munguia couldn't phase Canelo Alvarez. The power of Triple G couldn't phase Canelo Alvarez. The power of Kovalev couldn't phase Canelo Alvarez. The power of Berlanga couldn't phase Canelo Alvarez. The power of Daniel Jacobs couldn't phase Canelo Alvarez. The power of Caleb Plant couldn't phase Canelo Alvarez. ¿Qué Buck Crawford le va a hacer a ese tigre? Ustedes no vieron Buck Crawford versus Mastromov. What power did Buck Crawford have? Put me in the game, coach. No, you're the 15 man in the roster. You will sit in the bench.
Crawford's not his size. No glory, no legacy boost, just critics chirping. But if he loses, now that's a different story entirely. Losing to a smaller fighter, especially one who's never fought above 154, would seriously damage Canelo's image. It would shift the entire narrative of his career. So in his mind, the risk-to-reward ratio just isn't worth it. If I beat Crawford, they'll say he was too small. And if I lose, it's a disaster. That's the dilemma. And let's not ignore...
Canelo had the options for rematch. He didn't use it. Now he gonna fight again against someone not for me. I don't know if he wants to fight me or not, but I'm not ready for...
The pressure is starting to build. Fans want a real challenge. Crawford's knocking louder than ever. And the world is watching to see what Canelo does next.
They're two great pound-for-pound fighters, and if they feel like, it makes sense and they want to fight each other, stylistically, it's a great fight. But, Canelo, he's a big dude. So I think it'd be hard for anyone to beat him at 168. But, it's definitely a big money fight, and that's why we're all in boxing, to make the biggest fights and try.
If Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford ever do meet in the ring, one thing's for sure. This won't just be a fight. It'll be a battle of pure boxing styles at the highest level. Crawford is known for one thing above all, his IQ. He's not just fast. He's not just sharp. He's a genius in the ring. He sees things most fighters don't. He can switch from orthodox to southpaw mid-round and completely change the rhythm of the fight. He outboxed Sean Porter. He dismantled Errol Spence. He adapted to every opponent thrown at him and made it look easy. Crawford doesn't start fast, but that's by design. He studies you. He downloads your patterns. And once he finds an opening, he's also deadly accurate.
I feel like Bud could beat him easy.
How though? What are your thoughts on Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez? Terence going up another two-weight classes. Just got to 54. He's skipping 60, going straight to 68, talking about what's going on.
I feel like once he beat Canelo, that will be like one of the greatest resumes in boxing ever, just because of the fact that he's going up 2 divisions just to fight this guy, and this guy's bigger than him. And not only did you just crush Errol Spence, but you go out there and the way that he beats Canelo too. If he go out there and just dominate and make it an easy fight, honestly, I think that's going to be like one of the best resumes I ever seen. But as far as the fight, I feel like Bud could beat him easy.
How though? Don't give me everything. Just how is it?
For me?
His timing is surgical. He doesn't waste punches, and when he lets them go, they count. The big question is, how will his skills translate 2 weight classes up against a guy who hits like a truck? Canelo, on the other hand, is a powerful, compact counterpuncher with some of the best defense in the sport. He's not as quick as Crawford, but he doesn't need to be. Why? Because his timing, positioning, and upper body movement are elite. He's a master of slipping shots and firing back with vicious weathers, but it's efficient, and his ring IQ is just as high. But what Canelo lacks is foot speed and output. He often takes his time and works in bursts. Against a slick mover like Crawford, that could be a problem.
One guy that comes to mind. Is there one person who's still not? No. Bivol maybe, just to get the rematch. Bivol maybe.
Bivol is one of the guys. I have my rematch, to like I say, if he wins the.
This fight would be David versus Goliath, but with 2 Davids in disguise. Canelo has the size, strength, and power, and he has the speed, footwork, and versatility. If Crawford can stay on the outside, move, frustrate Canelo, and pile up rounds, he could outpoint him.
I feel like Bud could beat him easy.
How though? Don't give me everything. Just how is it?
For me, it's a blueprint already. Floyd was a lot smaller than Canelo when he fought him. You keep Canelo on the outside. I ain't going to even say too much, but you keep him on the outside and make it an easy night.
Arenas and broken pay-per-view records. At this stage of his career, he's only interested in super fights with super purses. But Crawford, he's not a massive pay-per-view star. Not yet. Even though he's arguably the most skilled fighter in the world, he's never brought in the kind of commercial numbers Canelo has. And that's where the math gets messy. Canelo's asking for generational money, Crawford's offering a legacy-defining fight. But neither side is budging. Crawford has never fought above 154 pounds. Canelo has been living at 168 and 175 for years. That's not just a difference in size, it's a difference in everything. Power, durability, pace, strategy. Canelo's team knows this. To them, taking a fight against a smaller guy doesn't prove much, and losing to one could be disastrous. From Crawford's side, he doesn't care. He sees it as a chance to make history. But here's the thing. If the fight happens at 168, Canelo has the advantage, but if it's a catchweight or at 160, maybe it evens out.
All right, we have to talk about this. We have to talk about this. Terence Crawford just tweeted, Canelo versus Crawford is definitely by far the biggest fight in boxing. This guy is not playing around. All right. Crawford, pound for pound, #1. Canelo, biggest star in boxing still at the moment. Anywhere. I'm not talking about just in the US, Mexico, the UK, everywhere. Canelo is now open. At first it was, hey, I can't go down to 160. I can't do a catch weight of 160. If he wants to fight me, it's going to be at 168. Plus, I'm not going to get any credit if I beat a Terence Crawford. It would be like Terence Crawford fighting Tank, moving 2 weight classes up, and I'm not going to get credit for that. Terence Crawford is a special fighter. He is like a Floyd and a Manny that can move up to weight classes, carry his power, can beat up bigger guys. He's a special.
Canelo already has his eye on something else. Revenge. His 2022 loss to Dmitry Bivol still stings. And if Bivol beats Artur Beterbiev to become undisputed at 175, Canelo wants that rematch badly. Nothing was right in that fight, Canelo has said. So he's waiting to see how that plays out. And then there's David Benavidez, the undefeated Mexican-American power puncher who's been calling Canelo out for years. Fans want that fight too. And it might even make more sense financially. Crawford in that mix starts to look like the third option. The wild card. The maybe later opponent. And that's part of the problem. Let's not forget the ugliest part of boxing. The politics. Different promoters, different networks, different agendas. Crawford's now a free agent, which helps, but Canelo calls all the shots. He doesn't answer to promoters. He picks who, when, and where. So unless Crawford brings a package that checks all the boxer's money, timing, and risk, it might never land on Canelo's radar. So what's really stopping the fight? It's a perfect storm of high asking price, weight gap, scheduling conflicts, egos, and negotiations. But the good news? The public pressure is building. The storyline keeps getting hotter, and Crawford isn't letting it go. Crawford versus Canelo fight is signed and sealed. The press tour explodes. The face-offs go viral. The boxing world the experienced warrior. Powerful, precise, ruthless. The storyline writes itself. The drama's already been building. From Instagram callouts to the airport standoff to Canelo's cold, too easy comments, this has all the ingredients of a blockbuster. For Crawford, this is everything. The biggest challenge of his life. If he pulls it off, he immediately becomes one of the greatest fighters of all time, no debate. He'd be a 4-division champion, a 2-time undisputed king, and the man who beat Canelo at 168.
Well, come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." You know, but who's he beating? He unified the what was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified like 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight. Guys are tired of me saying it. I look at him. Look, Canelo's special too. I get it. And he's bigger. I get that too. And everyone's going to say, well, after Madrimov fight again, had a couple hiccups. Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher, a unified champion that he's been, all of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it. I asked this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, who's going to be able sometimes Canelo at this point in his career can slow down a little bit. They're both getting older. I get it.
That's something no one could ever take away from him. For Canelo, it's not just about defending his crown, it's about maintaining control over the narrative. You only beat smaller guys. You're ducking real threats. You lost to Bivol. You won't fight Benavidez. A win over Crawford silences all that noise. It would prove that even at 34, Canelo is still the king of boxing, still the draw, still the challenge, tactical, tense, technical. Crawford would likely try to box and move, frustrate Canelo, and keep the fight at range. He'd switch stances, look for counters, and try to bank early rounds before Canelo gets going. Canelo, meanwhile, would pressure, slowly work the body, cut off the ring, and try to drag Crawford into deep waters where size and strength become too much. One mistake on either side, and the fight could end instantly. This fight could revitalize the sport. It would show the world that boxing still matters, that elite matchups are still possible. That greatness can come from risk, not protection. This fight has a shelf life. Crawford is already 37. Canelo's got miles on his career too. If it doesn't happen soon, the moment could pass. Fans have been burned before. We waited too long for Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Let's not let that happen again. So if you're watching this thinking, man, I hope this fight happens, you're not alone. Millions of fans are thinking the same thing. This fight could change everything.